So I was just scrolling TikTok this now. I saw this video. I wanted to stitch it. The stitch did not work, so I'm here now, giving my point of view. It was a lady, black lady. She was a doctor. I think her name was Dr. C. She was sharing about, as a believer, this is also a Christian TikTok, just so you know. She shared about how women, we need to begin praying more protection prayers, hedge of protection when we're going out, when we're dating, because we need to, keep ourselves covered so that we're not wasting time with men that we're not supposed to be with, right? Basically the moral of the story. So she goes on to say she shared this prayer. She said this prayer. She went out to an event. She was basically invisible to this man that was like going to waste her time, right? And I think that was a very powerful TikTok. But I wanted to share the flip side of that as well, that a lot of women probably don't even think about or may have not experienced. But I want to share my flip side of saying that prayer. So I remember like over a year and a half ago, I was praying the same prayer. I was like, Lord, please keep me hidden, keep me in a secret place. Like, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be felt. I don't even want to be attracted to no man that I'm not going to be with. I only want my spouse to look at me. I only want this man. I want to be like a handbag on a top shelf. It's the most expensive bag in the store that only a few people can reach it. Like, that's how and not to think of myself as property, but just like, I don't want to be touched, feel, or seen by everybody. I just don't. And I thought of myself to that place. So I got this point of confidence and belief within myself. But as you get to these places, you begin praying these prayers. So you're like, Lord, protect me. Lord, hide me. Lord, keep me in this place. And lo and behold, once the Lord did that very thing, because as his child believing in faith and requesting, the Lord did that very thing for me. And then, a couple months go by and you try to talk, but it's just like, I'm not interested. You want to go on a date? No, I'm not interested. Oh, you want to hang out? No, I'm not interested. And then, after you sit down for a while and then crickets, no calls, no texts, no DMs, no nothing. And you get to a place of like, well, did I do something wrong? Like, am I not attracted to these men? Like, what is it? What's going on? Is all this silence that you hear. And in that very silent place, a lot of women, we experience loneliness. A lot of what that weight, that expectation, us believing with faith and waiting for God to send this man that we are supposed to be marrying. There's a lot of a loneliness that women experience. So through this, feeling this insecurity is when I would go to God more. I wouldn't go to social media. I wouldn't talk to people. I wouldn't in my secret place. I would cry out in the shower. God, what is this? Why do I feel insecure? Why do I feel like I need the attention of men? So I would petition to the Lord and pray and ask God, reveal to me. So through this, over a couple of years, I'm in this deep place with the Lord. I've learned so much about myself. I learned such a grace and a love for myself. Versus it being a cocky thing, I have a lot of confidence about who I am through Christ, and I can see who I am through the eyes of the Lord. And it was such a beautiful healing experience. And it was something that I needed to be on the outcome of that, because now I'm at a place that the silence doesn't disturb me. The attention is not needed. The affection or this and this and that. My flesh is not risen up. I don't have to do these things to stimulate this feeling inside of me just to be excited or just to get something off. Like, I have a space in my heart where, one, I know who I am through the Lord, and then two, also obeying God through this season has been more important than me just trying to arouse love so early. Songs of Solomon, I think it's like 2 and 7, but it talks about it. It talks about you arousing love. Young daughters, don't arouse love before it happens, because when it happens, it's supposed to happen. It's going to be organic. It's going to be the very thing that God called it to be, and God is going to call it to happen. I know so many times we get on TikTok, we see so many videos, oh, your spouse is coming, oh, he's not coming, oh, you're going through this, you're going through that. If y'all don't be in the secret place with the Most High God and learn who you are, the whole reason for this TikTok is to say that when you pray certain prayers, you also need to be equipped, and you also need to strategize to do the very thing that you prayed for. So when you asking God to hide you in a secret place and keep you separate and keep you invisible for men, then in that secret place, an invisible place, an isolated place, you need to learn how to pray. You need to learn how to read your word. You need to learn how to teach your word. You need to learn how to cover your house. You need to learn the characteristics of God. That's what you need to be doing in those moments. It's not just God hiding you and you just testing it out when you go in the public. It's no God hiding me and teaching me strategies on when I get out of this secret place, when I get out of this hidden place, how to walk upon this earth and discern the very things that are not for me. That secret place is technically a boot camp. You can't ask for things and not expect God to teach you about what you ask for. So don't reject it. Don't feel frustrated with it. Don't feel like, oh man, nobody loves me, nobody cares for me, da 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 da. Look, you asked the Lord to separate you and keep you hidden in his bosom until the man that is for you is going to find you. But the man that is for you is not going to find you broken, burnt out, and unready to be married. Like, you have to be prepared in the secret place. It's not just and I don't know why I'm just so passionate about it, because I think I just went through this. I went through the separation and the being in this hidden place and worrying about when my spouse will come. But that's when I learned faith more than ever in my entire life. Yeah, the faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That type of faith. The stuff when you don't see him. The stuff when he's not physically there. The stuff when you haven't heard from him. The stuff when you don't even know who your spouse is. You still believe that God is going to align you with this very man. That's the type of faith that I was taught when I asked God to separate me and hide me from men that is not for me. So I say all that to say, when you pray these prayers, and you put yourself in a position to be hidden and unseen and covered and protected, do not sit in your secret place unlearned, untaught, without knowledge. You lack wisdom. Do not sit in your secret place doing that. Please begin studying your word. Please ask the Lord to teach you how to pray. Ask the Lord to teach you how to believe. Ask the Lord to give you faith. Ask the Lord to teach you his characteristics, because the fruit of the Spirit is the very characteristics of God. Galatians 5:22. When you learn those, you learn people, you learn relationship. And it's a beautiful experience when that secret place, you spent all that time with God, that God finally wants to share you with somebody else. That's what it's about. So be encouraged, but be prayerful. Be encouraged, but strategize. Be encouraged, but be equipped. Be encouraged, but do not waste this waiting season. Do not waste this waiting season. I'm going to say it one more time. Do not waste this waiting season. Don't ask God to do anything for you if you're not going to take what he does for you seriously. And that also is a part of you asking him to hide you. Also is a part of him asking you to prepare you. Be for real. If we're going to be anything, let's be for real.